Kris, I've always been fascinated with the image making in the entertainment business. Now, a singer by the name of Kris Carson. What can you tell me about him?
Well, that was a name that was given to me by my manager at the time. I was a student at Oxford University, and the guy that was the manager of, his name is Paul Lincoln, and he was manager of Tommy Steele and a bunch of rockers over there. In the time, this was at the end of the 50s, and they thought my name was too long to market. I think he pointed out that Sinatra was only 3 syllables and mine was 4. and fortunately, I made a record over there, and Tony Hatch produced it. It was the first thing he ever produced, and it never got out because I got sued by somebody I'd signed with over in the States before I left the States, and I didn't have to grow up to be Kris Carson.
Were you very comfortable with that new name?
I wasn't comfortable with anything that I was doing then because I hadn't paid my dues in the business. I didn't know a thing about it. I had answered an ad in the newspaper that was looking for new talent because I had been writing songs and singing for a number of years, but but I had never gotten gone and really paid my dues as a musician or a songwriter. I was signed up because I was a freak. I was a Yank at Oxford, and I was boxing over there, and I think it would have been easy to market me as an oddity or something.
Well, one other question before we talk about the movie. When you think of defining experiences in your life, your time in the Army, going through Ranger training, being a helicopter pilot in Germany, what impact did that have on the way you approach life?
I think the time that I spent in the Army was real valuable to me because it allowed me the time to find out what I really wanted to be, and also what I didn't want to be, and I was able to support my wife and family at the same time. But it gave me experience like Ranger School was probably the most intense experience I ever went through, and jump school as well, and then flying for 3 years in the Army was it was a good experience, particularly in something like Soldier's Daughter, where I got to play a military man.
Yeah, no. With this movie, of course, the burning question is: you're on location in France. How much better is the food from craft services in Paris as opposed to shooting in the U.S.?
Immensely better. Any place where they take 2 hours to eat lunch is going to be better than a place where they eat off a cafeteria system. And they drink wine and in general they used to say, when I was in England over there, they said the French live to eat and the English eat to live.
Now, with this movie, you go through a number of stogies in this film. How many cigars did you go through during the production?
I have no idea. I don't smoke cigars myself anyway, and I really have no idea how many I smoked during the film there. But every time, there were a lot of pictures of James Jones with cigars, so we felt it was necessary.